What's going on, YouTube? It's the weekend, which means we have to go over the golden vendors. You know, we start every weekend inside the Hollow City, inside of Cold Harbor, which is just outside of Nern. And we have to talk about the golden vendor here first before we go to the other one. So this week is going to be Orca themed, similar to last week. However, you guys had to look at that through a little bit of a weird lens because I was in the airport last week. So the reason we talk about this golden vendor, and not just the other one, is one, furnishings are cool. I think that's pretty neat to talk about. Like, if you have ever seen this seal, if I didn't make this video and you didn't know if this vendor existed, maybe not. Maybe you would have. I don't know. But the main reason we talk about these things is because these things have tremendous resale value. Now, I wanted to kind of preface that because I think a lot of people potentially become confused. And I want to talk a little bit about how furniture reselling works. So, for example, somebody somewhere someday will want this Rothgar Puzzle Cube Hunter. And they will go to Mournhold, Deshawn, Wayrest, Elden Root, etc. Look to purchase one. Well, you're going to be able to upcharge them, as it's going to probably be way past the golden vendor date. That's how it works. Now, why is it so much better on PC, for example, is because 4,000 gold is pennies on PC. It's slightly more on Xbox and PlayStation, which means you have a crazy high profit margin on those consoles versus the traditional hardware consoles, unfortunately. That's why there's such a big difference between the two of them. That's kind of how these profit margins work, is because the fact that these are exclusive items and they only pop in sometimes, once a year, means that people who do eventually want these items will have to pay a upcharge. And you, potentially watching this video right now, could be that upcharger. I'm tempted to make a video kind of discussing this in more detail, but let's move on to the next one. Is that true? Now we have the second golden vendor, the primary one, the one that people usually stick around for. So this is going to be at the Northern High Rock Gate inside of Cyrodiil, and my cat has decided to join us here. Hopefully I don't mess up this take. Because I would like to, have her little cute self in the video. Oh, you want to chirp in the microphone real quick before we jump into the video? Oh, she's done. But, as a quick reminder, before we actually show you what's really good inside of here, because spoilers, it's very good. If you guys wouldn't mind subscribing, we are very close to 13,000 subscribers, and if a cute cat chirping into a microphone doesn't do it, I don't know what else to offer you. So, starting us off, we have a dungeon set. Now, dungeon sets are unique because you may notice it says bind on pickup at the top. Now, why is that relevant? It's relevant because you're not going to be able to sell it to another player. So, what are my thoughts on Bone Pirate? I think it's very good. I think that it is one of the best stamina PvP sets in the game. I think it's very easy to use. It's a proc set in the sense that you don't have to do anything super specific for it to come in, besides have a specific buff food active, which I think is very easy for newer players looking to get into PvP and may need help with resource management, and having a lot of resources is just always great. We have Mighty Glaciers, which is another pretty good set. When you activate a snare or mobilization ability or hit a target with a snare or immobilization, you and your friends get major resolve, increasing your physical and spell resistance by a good chunk. Stuff like that can always be built into different things, different types of content. So it's overall another good set. This is something that I would say you probably don't need to gold out, because this is the conversation of you can't sell this specific set because it's a dungeon set, which means that your only values begin to come from you specifically using it. And honestly, in these situations for non-PvP sets, and if it's a not best in slot PvE set, sometimes I don't recommend it needing to be gold, but I can still tell you that I think the set's cool. Necklace of Air comes up next. Increases the radius you can detect sneaking enemies by 2 meters. Adds some stamina. And when you roll dodge, you increase your weapon and spell damage by 391 for 6 seconds. Honestly, something that used to be pretty cool, because 391's weapon and spell damage used to be pretty good for 6 seconds, but these days it's not nearly as good. Increasing the radius you can detect sneaking enemies is certainly interesting, but it's coupled with stam recovery, and stam recovery. Just not a very good combination for it to go with. But Spriggan's Necklace, I would say, is quite the opposite. Spriggan's Necklace does everything you could want a PvP set to, in my opinion. Stam, weapon and spell, a penetration. All the things you need to have a great PvP build, in my opinion. So that's where I could definitely recommend Spriggan's in gold, and it's something that you can also resell. It is not gained through a dungeon, which I think is very important when having these conversations, because you can sell it. So people will be buying this necklace for 150k gold or the 300k AP, depending on your server. So if you play on console, people are more likely to pay with AP, and then they're going to probably list this up for a 1 to 30 days, and you're probably going to be able to snipe a necklace like this for 90 to 100k, potentially even as cheap, I've seen, as 60k, which means that if you're looking for a really good PvP set that's very low bar to entry, you can take it into the Cyrodiil where you don't have to wear proc sets. This is a really good set to do so with. Next up, we have monster set shoulders. Why I love me some shoulders is because you get to pick a light, medium, and or heavy. Now, for those of you who are new and may need a little bit of explanation, just 1,000-foot overview for everybody real quick. The reason why is because of the Undaunted passive, which basically gives you 1% total of each resource for each type of armor you're wearing. So a lot of times, people will recommend a 5-1-1, which is 5 main armor types and then 1 of each of the other ones. So for example, my PvP character has 5 light, 1 medium, 1 heavy. So sometimes you really want a specific shoulder in light, medium, and or heavy. So that's why I love me some shoulders. Plus, everyone can get a helmet for free by completing the dungeon on Veteran. You may or may not have to roll for a lot of keys to get the shoulder that you need. So, is Malachina good? The answer to that, I would say, is yeah. I think it's a very good set. Super easy to proc. Really good damage buff. And honestly, when you consider how easy this is to control turning on and off, you don't have to really worry about its drawback, which is an increased cost of your abilities by 8%. I know a lot of people that use this to great success in PvP situations, and I can highly suggest that you use it. You're going to have to complete the White Gold Tower, which I believe is now a free DLC since they made Imperial City free. So it is a little bit more tricky to complete on Veteran, but it is much more easy to do than it used to be. Ironically, the White Gold Tower used to be the pinnacle of difficulty a long, long time ago because basically what we look at now is the base game dungeons are exceptionally easy, and there's been a steady, basically, difficulty curve kind of put into the game. So, next up, we have Troll King. Now, Troll King is, as it sounds, it makes you into a Troll King, and it's a great set. It's one that comes from the Blessed Crucible, which is a very easy dungeon for you to complete. The Troll King is one of the sets that you can really just slap on a PvP character and just use it. It's one of those sets that's plug and play. So if you're looking for something, you have a little bit of gold or AP, and you just want to do get a really good monster set that's going to be able to really slot into PvP relatively easily, Troll King is a good option. Certainly not as good as it used to be. This thing used to be absolutely everywhere. And honestly, if I was building a PvP character, I would probably suggest you do something like Malachina because you can burst people down. All you have to do is 2 consistent light attacks. Mind you, they don't even have to be, they can be blocked. I don't even know if you have to hit anything. You could just the sky, and now you've got your proc for 6 seconds. So I think that's honestly a great thing for new players to get that are really trying to learn how to burst enemies down because you have so much control over your set. But Troll King is obviously a great set also. I want to thank you guys again for sticking around to the end of the video. It's been a rough work day. You never want to hear on your work day that you're going to have to work a couple extra hours, and that's exactly what happened an hour before I was slated to leave. So always look forward to making the Golden Vendor video for you guys. It's always fun to record this video, work on it, and then upload it and get to talk to you guys over the weekend. So my favorite part of the Friday. This weekend, we'll be working on some new videos as well. I'm thinking I might do a mid-game player guide, but unfortunately, I'm going to be busy most of tomorrow and some of Sunday, so I'm thinking I might stream for a little bit, maybe work on the video. It'll be kind of up to you guys. Maybe it's a question of the day, which, what do you guys want to see? You guys know I have the list, which I keep near me at all times. You could stop me in the streets, and I just pull this out of the ether because I'd be like, this is what my people have created for me, and I intend to complete the list, which also includes at some point very soon the mid-year mayhem guide, which will be absolutely astonishing to make, and it's my favorite ESO event. So that is going to wrap up the video and is a 1,000-foot overview. Also, one of the giveaway winners that reached out to me, we were able to actually coordinate because they live abroad and I wasn't able to send money to them super easy. me sending them some ESO merchandise. So we were actually already able to do our merchandise giveaway. So it's the same ways to win as I've been talking about this whole time, which is a random comment. Just don't get your comment deleted for spam, please. So no porn links. The second one is a random subscriber. Just be subscribed. About 35% of you are. So just, slap the button. Make 50 accounts. I don't care. Just subscribe on all of them. And the third one is my favorite comment, which admittedly is totally subjective and will totally depend on the mood that I'm in on that day. So I can't help you with that one, but I love your comments. I love to read them, and it's my favorite accomplishment to have read all of them. Usually 2 or 3 times a week, I'll have gone through and read every comment, and that's always my favorite part of the week. Usually it's because I'm ignoring working, so, it's a great thing to do in the meantime. So thank you guys again, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys.
Better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.
This is a super long Golden Vendor review, so if you guys do you think it'd be better to have a dedicated Golden Vendor review video where I just kind of explain the Golden Vendor and I can link that to the video below? That way people are confused. It's like, well, bam, there's a resource, because I don't want these videos to be too off-putting based on the length, but I also want to make sure everyone knows all the details. So you can imagine my brain is just, woo! What's more important? Information for new people, time saving for people who already know all this stuff. Somebody telling me that Jake is in the house, but you guys can't see that because my face is blocking it. Oh, let's go. It's back at the Jake Smells. Ah! There's so many things to consider right now. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.